Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with Attack on Titan. Last time on Attack on Titan, we had Bite, the 57th Exterior Scouting Mission Part 3, where, continuing on with Lean Jean chasing the Levi squad, Eren was debating whether or not he should try to take her down or not. But the team was basically saying, like, no, just trust in the plan, whatever the plan is. Just follow your orders, do what you're told. Even though, yes, people behind us are dying trying to kill Lean Jean, just please trust us. And we had a flashback to the first time that the Levi squad tested Eren's powers. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes it unintentionally works, too. And we all had a nice lesson about trust. And sure enough, they kept going with what they were doing, and then they actually led Lean Jean into a trap, and she's been skewered like a ton by all these metal wire harpoons and stuff. So yeah, even though it did cost a lot of men, they were able to capture Lean Jean, and now we'll have to figure out who Lean Jean is. So yeah, this is where I say no spoilers in the comments whatsoever. This is also where I say that if you want to watch my reaction to this episode of Attack on Titan, what you gotta do is head down in the description or to the pinned comment, click on the link there. That will take you over to my reaction, and you can watch it, hopefully have a good time, and when you're done with that, you can pop right back over here for the discussion. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get right into this episode of Attack on Titan. Here we go. It has to be Annie. She is girl. She is blonde. She is not there. Those are the three things that I have been going on for what feels like the past... Okay, well, for the past 4 episodes. That's all I've been going on for the past 4 episodes. But it has to be Annie. Right? Oh my gosh, this is probably driving you insane the way it's driving me insane, because I'm sitting here with my dumb, real reach of a theory that it's Annie. Meanwhile, you guys know and are waiting for me to find out. And we're both going insane. We're both going insane. We are both going insane. I'm going insane waiting to find out the answer, and you're going insane waiting for me to find out the answer. Oh man, I cannot believe... it's so close. But then, I didn't even think about the fact that it's like, yeah, whoever is in there is probably a spy and probably killed Sonny and Bean, you know? And Annie was there when that happened. Annie was there when that happened. So that's where it's like this becomes a little less of a reach. Like, the gap between me and this theory closes a little bit. A little bit. But she was there. She was there because they killed... Whoever this person is, killed Sonny and Bean. And then all the cadets were... interrogated and inspected. Inspect all their gear and stuff. And then, people were given the option to leave the scouts or not. And it was only then that Annie left. And Annie was kind of the only, really significant character to leave, Like, yeah, there were a bunch of people that left with, that didn't join the scouts, but of our named characters, at least, she was the only one to leave who was of any significance, Of any significance. Okay. We don't exactly have... Oh my god, this thing is gross. Note to self, wash it this week. Oh, god, no. Great. There's a stain on my white shirt. Alright, I'm getting it out. I don't know if I made that worse or not. That's okay. we don't exactly have anything to drink to this week. We had the holdovers of people that died, last episode and stuff. There was a hair in there. Definitely cleaning this week. Like, legit cleaning it, not just, wipe it with my shirt. Jeez. So we didn't have anyone. We had the people last episode who were kind of still remembering. I guess we can sort of take a shot to Lean Jean for the fact that she's gone, even though, obviously, Lean Jean is still out there, just in her human form now. Yeah. This is probably not how you clean a shirt at all. This is probably also driving you crazy if you actually know how to do this. It'll be fine. It should be fine. Don't worry about it. I gotta know. I does if have to know. It has to be Annie, right? It has to be Annie. Because here's another thing. I've said in the intro and the outro, she's still there. She is still there. Not only that, in the intro, she's wearing a scout cloak. It has to be her. It has to be her. Because she is girl. She is blonde. She has those cold, cold eyes. Those are like Android 18 eyes. She was there when Sonny and Bean were killed. And in the intro, and I hate saying in the intro, because the intro is not always a good indicator of things that will happen. But in the intro, she is wearing a scout cloak. And not only that, but she is also in the outro. It has to be Annie. It has to be Annie. Because there is no one else. It's not Krista. It's not our beautiful blonde goddess, Krista. Praise be. Praise be. It is not our beautiful waifu, Krista. It's not... It's not Armin, obviously. And it's not the other two blonde people that we have seen, which are Erwin and the other random blonde woman that was in this episode. They need to stop introducing blondes. I have a very specific list of how many blondes are in this show. But that means there's one blonde remaining, and it has to be Annie. It has to be Annie. Annie has to be Lean Jean. I need it. I need my theory, which has gone from this much of a reach to like this much of a reach. I still feel like it is a reach, but at the same time, it's like I don't want it to be. I don't want Annie to be a traitor. I don't want her to be a spy. But if it's going to be anybody significant, that they have waited 4 episodes. 4 episodes. Gonna be 5 next week. All this time, they have waited to tell us who is Lean Jean. It has to be the one blonde named significant character that has not been revealed, that has not been confirmed to not be Lean Jean. Because again, the only other person it could have been was Krista. But 2 episodes ago, they confirmed that it wasn't Krista. It wasn't But see, Krista would never be able to do that. She wouldn't kill everyone. She's too pure. I know, I'm going in hard on the Krista love, but you know me, half of that is the joke. But it's so that's the thing, is that it has to be Annie. It has to be Annie. It has to be Annie. We got to move on, because there's only so many times I can say it has to be Annie before I'm proven right. It has to be Annie. It has to be Annie. If it's anyone else, watch, there's gonna have been like a blonde person that I just completely forgot about, like in episode 2 that I just forgot, and I was like, oh yeah, and then it's just gonna be that. So climbing trees, that was the first thing I wrote down. The Titans started climbing trees, climbing the forest of giant trees. So yeah, that was kind of interesting. The only reason I wrote it down was because Armin said, like, oh, well, that does show a level of intelligence to them, you know? They can't just, sort of stand there and just try to reach and, never get anywhere. They are actually they are thinking things through, which is interesting because, for the most part, the only Titans we've really seen that are intelligent, other than Bufford and Lean Jean, are, the only other two are Fat Man and Little Boy, the Colossal and the Armored Titan. So that's interesting that even some of our more average Titans are actually showing a little bit more intelligence, So I wrote that down. I thought that was just interesting. Spy/info. Yeah, I don't know why I just never thought, even though I had the theory that it was Annie, I never even put it together. It's like, oh, duh. So that means that this person is a spy. This is the person that killed Sonny and Bean. Apparently, I'm an idiot, and I didn't even think about that. But yeah, that's true. Whoever killed Sonny and Bean is most likely, whoever killed Sonny and Bean is Lean Jean. So, oh boy. You know what else is interesting? Okay, I don't know why I'm sort of like fixated on this, but so whoever this person is, they were in there with their jacket, their scout cloak, and ODM gear inside of Lean Jean, which is interesting. Because Aaron, the first time Aaron became Bufford, he was eaten where he had his jacket and he had his ODM gear as well. But then when he comes out of Bufford for the first time, his jacket is just completely gone, and so is his ODM gear. So I don't know why. I always thought it destroys their jacket for some reason. But no, whoever Lean Jean is, came out of Lean Jean with complete, everything, even the cloak and the ODM gear. That means ODM gear has been in Lean Jean, in the back. Can you imagine? It's like a Lego in the back of your neck. Ugh. Oh, just imagining that feeling. It's like trying to swallow something and you're choking, but it's like a Lego brick. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine, getting a Lego brick lodged in your throat? That must have been what it was like. Huh. Oh, I'm sorry. God, if I imagine anything in my throat, it freaks me the F out. Maybe I'm over-exaggerating, but So you're welcome for that imagery. Can you feel it? Can you feel, the plastic in the corners and the little grooves for the little circles on the Lego brick in your throat? You're welcome. But yeah. Lean Jean is probably a spy and a traitor, which is pretty crazy, Because, and I'm curious, well, wait, how does this fit in with Aaron and Dr. Yeager? I thought it was something like, oh, Dr. Yeager, brilliant scientist, I guess, just figured out how to give Aaron these powers. Or are we saying that whoever this is, is Lean Jean, was she created by Dr. Yeager as well? Or is this just a power base you can be born with? You know? Maybe Eren was born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline. Who knows? You know? So that's what I'm curious about. Like, where... Like, you know, because Lean Jean has the same powers as Eren, but where did she come from then? You know? Like, even if it is Annie, where did she come from? I don't know. But yeah, I can't believe it took me this long to piece that together. It's like, oh yeah, especially if it is Annie, she's some sort of a spy, you know? I don't know. Abandoned morals. Yeah, so that was interesting. The sort of... I like the sort of side-by-side conversations about Commander Smith, Commander Erwin, where, you know, it was actually very interesting because it sounded like, you know, Eren was the one who was doubting Commander Erwin and Captain Levi and all this stuff about, oh, you know, we're in the dark and stuff, and the rest of the Levi squad, you know, was defending them and being like, no, this makes sense, you know, they have to, you know, root out the spy and stuff, you know, so they're trying to explain, they're defending that to Eren. Meanwhile, you cut over to Jean and Armin, and Jean is the one who is questioning, you know, Commander Erwin and everything, and Armin is actually the one who's defending him. I actually thought that was very interesting, that in this sort of a conversation, Eren and Jean were actually sort of saying the same things, where Armin was actually siding with the Levi squad on that. So yeah, that was interesting. And I like what Armin says, you know, in order to really, you know, claim victory, you've got to be able to do things differently. You know, you have to be able to take crazy risks. And I like, you know, going back to Commander Pixis, because yeah, Commander Pixis, he took a huge risk and really went outside what he was supposed to do, because he allowed Eren to be part of the plan to take Trost, you know, because he allowed, you know, he used Buffered basically to plug up the hole at Trost, which was a huge risk, especially when things weren't going to plan. So I do like that, you know, yeah, this does sort of make sense, you know, this sort of plan that Erwin has. So I do like that, and, you know, saying it's like, okay, well, you know, I know we want to hold on to our morals, but sometimes you have to abandon your morals. If you can't let it go, then you shouldn't hold on to it. Now, that's an interesting thing. You know, it actually, while they were talking about that, I remember we sort of had the same conversation in the last Hunger Games movie, which you can go watch that reaction if you want to, or not, you know, whatever. But yeah, it is sort of the same thing. It's like, okay, well, do we try to be better than them, or do we, you know, like, do we try to be better than them, or do we, you know, stoop to their level basically in order to win, you know? Which you could honestly say that's a classic hero-villain sort of situation, you know? Like, the hero is technically better than the villain, like more powerful, but it's their own morals that hold them back. The same thing happened on My Hero Academia when, with All Might and All for One, you know? He says, like, oh, you're not fighting me with your full power, because if you did, you would kill a bunch of people around us, and you don't want to do that. So even if, you know, All Might could go all out, it's not good for him to go all out because he's the hero. Meanwhile, the villain can go all out because they don't give a damn, you know? And now for here, I do think it is a little bit different than something like that, because, well, I mean, sort of. I was going to say, like, you know, it's a little different because, I was going to say it's different because, you know, we're dealing with sort of animals, you know? We're not dealing with, I was going to say we were not dealing with master villains, you know? Like, we're not dealing with, like, in Hunger Games, the Capitol, or in My Hero Academia, you know, All for One, or, like, something like even just, you know, we're not dealing with the Joker or Lex Luthor, you know, classic, you know, these are villains. We're dealing basically with animals. But at the same time, we are now sort of dealing with a legitimate villain in Lean Jean, because she is going in there and not just attacking people with her powers, but she is going in and using her human form to her advantage. Going in, being a spy, killing their, Titan test subjects, trying to take out the people in the Levi squad. Like, all of this, that, yeah, we are starting to deal with a legitimate, just, villain. So that argument does still apply. Like, okay, well, do we have to be better than her? Should we be better than her, which may honestly cost more lives? Or do we go all out, abandon our morals, and just beat her at any cost? And right now, like, it's interesting because, they kind of make it out like, okay, well, that is sort of what Commander Erwin is doing. That he is sort of going all out. Like, no, even if people are dying in order, a bunch of people died in order to capture Lean Jean, but we have to do this. We have to win, So it's honestly, it's a great debate, honestly, which is why I like it when they bring it up in something like, well, any superhero show for one thing, but also when they bring it up in like the Hunger Games or now here. It's like, and I like that not everyone is necessarily right, even though yes, we have gone over, we need to put trust in the team and everything. It is just like, it is sort of still up in the air, with the plan that has happened here, basically. So, very interesting. I love that. We had the call of the Alpha. Lean Jean screamed to the heavens and called forth her Titan brethren to eat her so she could get the hell out of there. Which is a weird sentence to say, but whatever. But that was interesting. That it seems like it does definitely remind me of like How to Train Your Dragon with the alphas and stuff, where it's like, no, this is the alpha of the Titans. She can call all of them over to her and even call them past all the scouts and everything, and just go straight to her, which is interesting. I like the conversation with Sasha about, the scream of a dying animal who's got nothing left to lose. That was very interesting. I like that. And then, yeah, so the last thing I wrote down is fail? ? Did we technically fail in our mission? Well, the mission was to capture Lean Jean, and technically we haven't done that yet. It hasn't gone exactly, according to plan, but this could still be salvaged by beating her in her human form. And the other thing about that is, now we don't know if there is any sort of like a recharge time between, we don't know if there's any sort of a recharge time between assuming Titan form, Like, there's really just been, for Eren, like, it's just that time has passed, Granted, it was all within the same day. Like, he transformed twice, I guess? Was it twice? Yeah. Was it just twice? Yes. Yes, it was. It was twice. Eren transformed twice in one day, but there were hours that passed between there. So we don't know, like if... Or no, it was 3 times, technically. Because he transformed the first time, he got out, then the cannon fire, he did transform, even marginally. He transformed enough to stop the cannon blast, and then transformed again to schlep the boulder over to the hole in the wall at Trost. So technically he transformed 3 times in a single day. So we don't really know if there's any sort of a recharge time, like, now that Lean Jean is out of her Titan body and, swinging around, could she immediately just transform into a new Lean Jean and start fighting again? We don't know. We don't necessarily know. I would say there should be some sort of a recharge time, even if it's not super long. There should be something. But the thing is, while she may be recharging on that, Eren doesn't need to. So if Eren really had to, he could transform into Buffered right now and take her down. Now, could he control himself in order to capture and not kill him? That is a good question. Like, it could still be too risky to face her. To face her human form as buffered could be risky because it could risk killing her. But I would be very interested to see, because yeah, technically, if there is, and we're making an assumption, but if there is some sort of a recharge time before you're allowed to assume Titan form again, then that could slightly give an advantage to the Levi squad because Eren hasn't used his Titan form yet. He hasn't become buffered today. So, I don't know. We'll have to see. And next time we will have to see who is Lean Gene. I have to know. If my dumb theory is correct. Oh my gosh, I have to know. Is it Annie? Oh man. We've been talking for a while, actually. This is probably one of the longer discussions we've had, isn't it? Well, good. I'm glad. So sometimes it's nice to have a longer discussion, and we had some good stuff to talk about in this episode. So yeah, that's pretty much it. With all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. If you want to watch more of my Attack on Titan videos, you can click on the playlist, you can subscribe if you haven't done that already, and be sure to hit that notification bell. You can support me on Patreon and follow me on social media, links below in the description. See you guys later.